Hey everyone, today's video would be about sentences, proposition and predicate in mathematical logic. Now, starting with sentences, there are various types of sentences we use in our day-to-day communication. Some of them I have listed here. The first type is declarative sentence. Declarative sentences are assertive in nature, meaning when we use a declarative sentence, we are stating a fact or giving out some piece of information. The second type is imperative sentences. Imperative sentences are usually concerned when we are giving out a command or asking for a favor like a request. The third type of sentence are exclamatory sentences, meaning when those sentences where emotions and excitement is concerned. The fourth type are interrogative sentence, where we are just asking a question, a straightforward question. In the world of mathematics, we are mostly concerned with declarative sentences. Why? Because these sentences are usually those which can be judged. You can say that a declarative sentence is either correct or incorrect, which is the reason why these sentences are also called statements. A statement is a declarative sentence which is either true or false, but not both simultaneously. Now here the word simultaneously is important because a declarative statement cannot be ambiguous. It should be telling you a same single thing. When we state a declarative sentence in front of different individuals, they should be acknowledging that the statement is either correct or incorrect. Now here are some examples. 3 is an odd number. This statement is correct. We can say that yes, 3 is actually an odd number. 17 is a perfect square. This statement is incorrect. We know that 17 is not a perfect square. Sun rises in the east. This statement is a fact. Yes, we can say that this is also correct. Now, when we are saying correct and incorrect in mathematics, there are actually values that we can assign to these statements. These values are called truth values. The truth value for true is actually t, and the truth value for false is actually false. Now going back to our examples, if I ask you to assign a truth value to our first statement, which is 3 is an odd number, then since it is a correct statement, you would be assigning it a truth value of t. Similarly, the second statement is 17 is a perfect square. This statement is incorrect, hence you would be assigning it the truth value false, meaning f. And the third one is a fact, sun rises in the east, meaning this statement is correct also, hence the truth value t would be assigned to it. Now moving forward, we would be seeing prepositions and predicates. Now continuing with propositions. Propositions are declarative statements that by itself can either be true or false. We can say a proposition is basically a declarative sentence that has a truth value. A truth value has to be assigned and it cannot be ambiguous, meaning a proposition can either be true or false, but it cannot be both. Now if we see some examples, the first example is Earth is a sphere. Since this is a universal fact and indeed Earth is a sphere, so we would be assigning truth value t to it. 3 plus 2 equals 6. This statement is incorrect because we know that 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So we would be assigning truth value f to it because it is false. Root 2 is a rational number. This statement is again incorrect because root 2 is an irrational number. So we will be assigning truth value f to it because it is false again. The weather is nice today. This statement cannot be considered a proposition because its truthness or falseness cannot be verified, and it is very much subjective because different individuals would hold different opinions about the weather. So we will be saying that this is not a proposition. How are you feeling? This this is actually an interrogative sentence. This is a question, so the person cannot answer this in true or false, and its truthness or falseness cannot be verified again. So we will be saying that this is not a proposition again. Now moving to predicates. Predicates are sort of propositions which use a free variable to express. A predicate is a statement that contains variables, and when we give value to these variables, they turn into propositions. Now we say that statement that contain variables. Now what are these variables? These are actually free variable, meaning we can assign a valid value to these variables, and given that value, the predicate would turn into a proposition, meaning then it would hold a truth value. The predicate would start to make sense, because we will be saying that this is either true or false. Like when we see a example here that x is greater than 10, since we know that we can assign many numbers to x, we will be restricting for this example ourselves to only a set of natural number, meaning those number that goes from 1 and goes up till to infinity. Now if I say that x equals 5, then this statement px becomes x is greater than 10, but x is but 5 is not greater than 10, it is actually lesser than 10. Then px becomes a false statement. It now holds a truth value of false. It is still a proposition because it now holds a value of a truth value false. It has definitely become a proposition. But if x was actually 15, then this statement would have become 15 is greater than 10, which is again a true statement. So it would become a proposition again. So like this, predicates can become propositions when we assign a value to the free variable that they are holding. Now if we go forward, there are many concepts like quantifiers and logical connectives, which I would be covering in my next video. Now thank you for watching.